Hi, I'm Bill Heugel, and today we're going to do a rabbit fly. Rabbit material is really kind of special. It moves in the water. It's very, very flexible and looks great. I've used rabbit flies for some time now, and they're very effective with bass, and hope to try some out on saltwater this year. This just regular rabbit strip. It's been dyed green and also been barred, and that kind of adds a little extra appearance to it. This is a salmon hook that I'm using, and any number of basic straight hooks will work well with this configuration. So what I got here is this rabbit strip comes. This is basic zonker strip. There are two kinds of rabbit cuts that we find. One is the zonker strips, which cut down the length of the rabbit, and then there's the cross cut, which is this. And you can see here there's the hide from the rabbit, and the hair runs down. So this is cut across the rabbit, and this is cut down the rabbit. So we start out with the zonker strip. I want to cut a piece of it. And when I cut it, I want to be careful not to cut a whole lot of the hair. So I just kind of come underneath it and push up to trim that. And we get a little bit of the fuzz off of the front, so I get something that I can tie it to. Now, rabbit, as I said, is really, really great in the water. But one of the problems that it has is that as it gets wet and you put a little more hide on it, that hide keeps getting heavier and heavier because it absorbs water. And for example, this is the way that you might use a crosscut. You just tie it on and kind of wrap it this way, wrap it around, and it lays very comfortably back, forming a body shape. And that's really easy to do. But in order to get rid of that hide, I do some special trimming with it, and that's what we're going to do today to make it a little bit lighter, and also it allows me to add some extra colors to it. Now I'd like to have so I cut the hair right off the hide, and we're going to kind of just clump it on. So it's a little bit like maybe in some ways kind of like deer hair. We just put that on where we want the colors to be, and it makes for a very, very nice arrangement. This is kind of a bluegilly fly that I'm looking at here. One of the things that we find on Toledo Bend is the bluegill sit around and they rob the eggs when the bass are on the bed. So a bluegill fly, the bass are rather aggressive with it. So I like to use something that's colored a little bit like that, a little bit bright, and it seems to work well. So now I'm going to put a little bit of flash on there. I don't like a lot of flash on my flies, so we just put one strand of flash here. Set up like that, and we'll fold it back over, and then we'll do the same on the other side. And you can use just about any color of flash. I tie this fly in many colors. I have some in olive and others in just orange. Okay, so we'll cut a little more off. Now what I like to do is even it up. I put this yellow color on the bottom because I want this fly to have a little light on the bottom, and then I add a little bit more on top. And again, this is just a clump of hair that we put on. Okay, now, oops, coming around here. Now I'm going to form basically this is a dubbing loop. And I'm going to cut some of this hair off the hide, and using this dubbing spinner, I'm going to spin that on and wrap it. So essentially I'm forming a little rabbit hair hackle. That's what it amounts to, and we're going to wrap that on. So I take this hair and get right down to the hide, and at this point it doesn't make any difference whether I'm using a zonker strip or a crosscut strip. It all works the same. So and then we just take that and put it in this loop, and then spread it out a little bit. right, and then we just hold it like this and twirl the dubbing loop, and then it begins to twirl it. And so we end up making basically a hackle for us. You crimp that off and cut it. And I take about an inch of hair each time I do this to spread it out. Anything more than that is really hard to handle. And we just wet it a little bit sometimes, but stroke it to the back just like you would a soft hackle. And so what we'll get with this then is the rabbit fly that has only one small section of hide associated with it, and so they're fairly light and easy to throw. And when you fish them in the water, they have a wonderful movement. So now our objective is just to continue to build this out. We'll make another loop, and we'll put a little more on.